everyone, my name is Eric Hopkins, aka Joe. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So over Mother's Day weekend, I got a chance to go check out Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. This is my non-spoiler review for that movie, so I won't be ruining it or anything like that. But I wanted to give my quick thoughts on the film. I thought it was great. The Planet of the Apes movies that they've done in recent past, beginning with Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and then War for the Planet of the Apes, I thought was a very well done trilogy over there at Fox. One of the best trilogies I've seen in a long while. And of course, Andy Serkis playing the lead character of Caesar made those films absolutely outstanding. Obviously, the CGI effects are way better than the Planet of the Apes films from back in the day. Obviously, for the time period, those the monkey suits were great, no doubt about that, for the people who watched it back then. But for today's audiences, they just don't really hold up well when it comes to the visual effects of it. But the storylines are still intriguing, and I love what they're doing with this new iteration of this series here. And I was happy to see that Disney, after they bought the Fox rights over there for the Planet of the Apes franchise, I was happy to see that they decided to continue it with a fourth installment, albeit the fact that this film does take place 300 years after the first three films that Fox did. But I thought it was a good jumping off point because, again, if the first three films from Fox were considered the Stone Age of the Planet of the Apes and how they took over the planet, this I would consider the beginning of with Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, this new trilogy that Disney is putting out over there at 20th Century Studios. I'd consider this the beginning of the Bronze Age. Now that the apes have pretty much taken over, and at the end of War for Planet of the Apes, humans have kind of devolved, and apes have evolved. The simian flu that was released by humans, obviously, helped the apes expand in their knowledge, and their brains got bigger, and obviously they became more human-like, while humans became more ape-like a little bit. They couldn't speak and things like that. They kind of became more primitive. Obviously, the old films kind of touched on that and stuff as well. So it was good to see them kind of adhering to the old movies as well, but as well as moving into a new frontier with now the apes kind of more the dominant species on the planet. Still not 100% Planet of the Apes. There's still humans in the world, but again, they're more primitive. Some of them, at least. I won't go into a whole lot of spoilers on this, but at the same time, there are some humans out there who are still capable of thinking logically and being able to talk and things like that. But I think what this series eventually is going to probably do is probably eventually going down the line, we're going to probably get another war between apes now, probably more advanced, and they will probably take out the humans at some point. Possibly, we'll have to wait and see. I love how this movie did a great job of character building with new characters between Noah the ape, who obviously at the end of War for the Planet of the Apes, for those of you who have seen the original trilogy here that they did recently, Caesar died at the end of War for the Planet of the Apes. But at the same time, his legacy lives on, and he's kind of this almost like a messianic figure a little bit. His ideals and his ideology is still respected and pretty well adhered to. But there's some apes in the world who are kind of twisting his teachings and things like that. But there's some other apes who kind of look at it in a different way, in the way Caesar would have wanted it. So of course Noah comes across along with a couple of apes from his clan, Suna and Anaya as well. Also, great characters they added into this film as well. And of course, Noah comes across an echo, as they call humans in this movie, or at least the clan does. The character of May is played really well, and I love her as well because obviously she's got her own a little bit of an agenda here when it comes to what she wants from the human perspective. But at the same time, you've got the leader of another clan of apes known as Proximus Caesar. Obviously, I know a lot of people were saying online that they kind of modeled him after Elon Musk. I didn't necessarily see that per se. I just thought it was a good ape villain, but I don't have anything against Elon Musk like a lot of people in the world do nowadays. I think he's doing a good thing over there at X and some of the stuff he's doing with Space X as well. So, but I think he gets a bad rap. But all things considered, I like what they did with Proximus Caesar. He was a great villain for this movie. Not quite in it as much as I was hoping he would be, but overall, I thought the story did a great job of just furthering the overall story that happened with the apes and the humans, and where the apes are evolving as a species, as a society here, and where it could potentially go in the future. I know a lot of people wanted to kind of lead up to potentially, where Charlton Heston movie begins, and where he comes back, and then they tell the whole story from space, which I think they're going to do. I hope they will actually redo it, though. I don't necessarily want them to just lead up to the Charlton Heston movies and these all be prequels, and then that all still happens. I want to see them retell the story of Charlton Heston's character coming back to Earth, and then Earth has changed because he's time stuff in space and stuff, and he comes back and he realizes Earth has been taken over by apes. I still want to see that redone and retold for today's audiences. And of course, now that the announcement has pretty much been, it's now out there that Wes Ball and I guess Disney have plans to further this movie and to make it a 9-film saga here. We're now only at film number 4. We've got 5 more movies to go if they were going to do that. They've got plenty of time to evolve this ape species and this ape society to become more advanced, to become more involved with technology and weapons and things like that that they could be using against humans if it comes down to it. And eventually, humans will be pretty well eradicated or taken out from the planet, and apes will literally, be the rulers of the planet. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of that, and I would love to see them do this like real slow burn, which they've been doing. Again, they've done a great job of kind of going back, like the original film showed the apes have already taken over the planet, and what happened. We got it through dialogue. Now we've been able to see it evolve over the course of these last 4 films, and I think we're going to continue to get that more and more and more as we lead into possibly the 3rd trilogy that we could be getting down the line here, leading into the 9-film saga, like I said. So I'm very excited to see what they do. And Wes Ball is a magnificent director here. I was a little concerned with him directing this movie a little bit for whatever reason, but I got to tell you, he's won me over. And not only that, he's also been announced to be the director on the live-action Legend of Zelda movie we're going to be getting in the Nintendo franchise, whether that be in the Nintendo Cinematic Universe or not. Did a video on my channel discussing a little bit of that from Chris Pratt, so go check that out. But at the same time, I think Wes Ball he's won over many people here, and apparently he's got 30 to 40 minutes of deleted scenes from this movie. He says he'd like to release a director's cut someday, so we very well could be getting a longer cut, a possible 3-hour cut of Kingdom of Planet of the Apes at some point. So we'll have to wait and see. But I just think what they've done with the series so far, with the Fox properties, as well as now the Disney owns them as well. They're doing a great job with it, and I'm very happy to see that Disney did not ruin this, and they're doing a good service to it. And I'm hoping that eventually it'll just continue to build upon the quality that we're getting here. We're only, I consider the summer movies to kind of begin at the beginning of May, so we're only a couple weeks into May here, but we've already got 2 good movies in theaters: The Fall Guy and Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. If you're a fan of the Planet of the Apes series, I highly recommend it. It's a great watch, and of course, if you're just a good fan of good fun movies like The Fall Guy, I highly recommend you go check it out too. It's a great start to the summer. Hopefully the rest of the summer has the quality that these films have been putting out. So if that's the case, we're in good shape. And definitely go back to the theater, guys. They're putting out some good stuff, so I highly recommend you guys do that as well. But I'm definitely looking forward to seeing where the Planet of the Apes franchise goes forward. And hopefully they'll retell, like I said, the original films a little bit too, because somebody like me is not going to go back probably and watch those old movies that didn't really appeal to me at the time, because I grew up and wasn't a big fan of them back when I was a kid. So I'd love to see them retold now with the new effects, because everything at least looks so real now with the apes and things like that. So they're doing a great job with it, and hopefully they will continue. But what did you guys think? Did you guys get a chance to go watch Kingdom for the Planet of the Apes? Did you like it as much as I did? I'd probably give it a solid 8 out of 10. But let me know in the comments what you guys thought. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And until my next video, guys, take care and God bless.